I'm outside here for now in balmy Boreham Wood and Leafy Hearts, but as Laura Tobin, our very own, pointed out, of course, bright starts for most people in the country today, but the storm clouds will be gathering later, as they will indeed inside this house. This is your first look at the house that will capture the nation's attention for 2 months this summer, tonight at 9 o'clock on Channel 5. But the twist, Piers, is that there is a second home. OK, now I cannot take you in there, but I can tell you that there will be housemates in here and obviously housemates in that house. And the twist is they are somehow connected, and the people in that house, which is just a few metres from here, but of course the people in this house won't know about, will be vying to get into this house so they can compete for the £100,000. That's your first twist this year. But let's take a look at the gaff that will be their home for 2 months. White clean surfaces, state-of-the-art kitchen. Who would live in a house like this? Not with me. Not with this toaster. 2 toasters over there as well. Take a butcher's in here. I've always wanted to do this, actually, because we've been here a couple of hours. So we've had a good old rummage. Oh, yeah, not bad. Banana yellow. A couple of hot pink puffs as well. You can't argue with that if you're looking for a party on a night during the week. There is something for everyone in here. But having been here a couple of hours, I've got to tell you, you arrive and it feels a little bit like an oasis. But it's still a place with 4 walls, and it's starting to feel very much like a prison, very much like a compound. In fact, the boys are desperate to get out on you, lads. Mirrors everywhere, so that's no bad news. Say hello to the crew if you can see their reflections. This is where the magic happens. Vanity section, all the beds there. Don't bother counting them because, there'll never be an indicator of how many housemates are actually getting in. And this is your wardrobe space. A bit of glitter and spangle.
Let's get back to the question that Piers wanted to ask you, which is, what is the biggest mistake you've made?
There are too many to list on this programme. The show is not long enough.
What is the moment of your entire career that you would least like to relive?
I think the chat show.
Was it?
I think that because I was pregnant and I felt so emotionally vulnerable. And I don't read press. I don't read good press. I don't read bad press. There's no point. It's silly. But I knew something was going wrong because I was going around the supermarket doing my shopping and people were coming up to me and just hugging me and going, "It's going to be all right. I still love you." And I was thinking, something is going seriously wrong here. So
and that's
that
because
was tough.
you launched a chat show in your name, but it wasn't
Well, I didn't want it to be called Davina. It was called Midweek McCall. It was going to be a lot more irreverent. And then I said, I don't want it to be pink. I want it to be industrial. And then they put my name in lights. And I wasn't confident because it wasn't quite what I wanted to do. But I learnt, in retrospect, I learnt so much. If I don't want to do something now, I just don't do it.
Now, that's an interesting...
As you get older, you
have
learn.
more choice. But I think it's a really good lesson because, you know, you bounced back from that. You present
I had Big Brother. I was
some
very
of
lucky.
well, exactly, some of the biggest shows on television. Lots of people would be knocked for 6 by that. So what's the key?
I was, but I'm quite good at dusting myself off. And I always, and it's quite annoying sometimes, but I always try and take the positive out of a situation. You take that, wouldn't you, Piers? But and I always try and learn something from it. So what I learned from that is to, if I don't feel right about doing something, just say no. I don't want to do that. I'm always so bad. I used to feel embarrassed to say no. That's an art I had to learn.
And that, by the way,
I thought people wouldn't like me.
Well, I think it's a female thing, predominantly, in my experience. My wife's the same.
I think
a lot of women, who, especially their working mums and stuff, they tend to say yes to a lot of stuff they don't really want to do. And I'm always saying, listen, you don't have to be the controller of your own destiny.
Well, for me, it was because I was worried people wouldn't like me. And actually, I realised that far from people not liking me, they just found me more assertive and sort of took me more seriously. So I thought, I'm going to say no a lot. This is great.
What has been we've done the negative, which has sated my curiosity.
Good.
What's the moment you would relive that's been the best moment of your career? Because you've had so many.
I mean, Big Brother is something that I've been universally known for, and the first few series was so exciting, and seeing people coming out of that house not expecting anything. As it went later, they were expecting kind of love and adulation, but the first series, for sure, and even the second series, seeing Brian win, seeing Nadia win, you know, these were kind of, for me, pivotal moments in TV history. I mean, things like I presented the first gay game show on television. I got banned from Yorkshire TV by Bruce Gingell for making a gay TV programme. He thought it was so awful. And I was like, yes, I've been banned from somewhere. So these kind of, like, milestones I've really enjoyed. I feel proud of that.
You work so hard. You do so many programmes. You do have your cookbooks, your diets, your appearances, and your fitness. And you are a working mum, and I know this is a question that mums get asked, and I do as well, more than dads do. unfortunately, you know, because women tend to be the ones in charge of the childcare. Do you feel guilty at any time about trying to fit everything in and spending time with the kids?
I mean, what I do is I kind of crowbar quite a lot in the term times, and then I'm absolutely vigilant and safeguard the holidays. So I take 2 months off in the summer, which is awesome. And every school holiday I have off, but it means in between time I'm quite often quite busy. But then some days I'm working 2 days and I've got 3 whole days off, and it's fantastic.
I also think, I mean, I don't know about you, but I just think that kids, you know, my kids have always found it quite exciting, a lot of the stuff that I do.
Yeah,
It's not like it's a
but
boring
also,
job.
you know,
and to involve them, and, you know, I remember my son's coming out, it'd be Mike Tyson in the studio, or wherever
that's
it was.
amazing, isn't
And,
it?
yeah, but it's, you can, I think if you're lucky enough to be in our business, actually, your kids enjoy the
But
excitement.
also, the reality of it is our kids are going to have to work.
Yeah.
You know, my daughters are going to have to work, so to have a working mother makes absolute sense. And I think that, you know, it's important to sort of be a role model to them and show that I'm not going to collapse. And also parity in the marriage. I think equality in the marriage, where you're saying the women take on the majority of the childcare, but I think, you know, Matthew works, I work, you know, we're working at kind of sharing cooking and responsibilities and bedtimes and all of this kind of stuff, because that's fair.
This has been so
Equality in the
disappointing,
home.
this interview.
Oh, I'm
Because,
sorry, Piers. I'm
no,
so
you know why?
sorry.
Because I've sort of ended up quite liking you. And
I'm sorry.
it was really, it's a real,
I know.
you know, they always say you should never meet your anti-heroes. No, it's been lovely to see you. I mean, you do. I really admire you. I think you've got an amazingly varied career, and I think the way you talk about the juggle between personal and professional is it's very inspiring to people. You know,
You're a role model to people.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I like you even more.
Oh, Susanna.
Possible.
Thank you.
Time for life stories, do you think, or not?
No, never, Piers. And I've told you this so many times, I'm not coming on your show to just cry.
You can.
A lot.
Come
no.
and weep.
No, it's not going to happen.
Weep with your Uncle Piers.
No.
Nancy, morning.
Good morning.
Is it a relief to be out?
Oh, yes.
Is it?
Well, I think it was out the perfect time was what I had in my mind. I was hoping, because I think the best people are coming out first, right? So it's been a quite incredible experience. I can't even believe it. I've been there, but I have to say, it was very good experience for me.
Well, let's go through some of
challenge.
these. There's been a lot of things that have hit the headlines, right? Let's talk about Angie Bowie for starters. But you didn't know her before you did the show,
No, of course
right?
not. But I didn't know any of them.
So in the middle
Angie,
of
no.
all this reality television, David Bowie, her ex-husband, rock icon, dies.
The real drama. I was in the garden having a tea, and I don't know, I can't remember who was with me. When we heard, I know Angie was talking with Big Brother, so probably that's when she heard the news and was coming out. So at that point, I know it was Tiffany, and we heard her screaming, and she was coming out, Tiffany, and crying and say, I need to tell this to something. I just thought, come on, here we go. This is something else, because we didn't. And then she said, oh, David has died. And I said, what do you mean, David? So, of course, we were thinking, David, she meant David Guest.
Nancy, once you realised it was David Bowie,
Okay, yes.
it seemed to me the group then didn't really care. They were sort of more bothered about squabbling with each other than paying proper tribute to this legend.
Well,
who died.
I was absolutely legend. I was shocked that my favorite things was, first of all, because I didn't believe it was David the Guest. I spoke with Susanna. She ran out, I couldn't get out immediately to Angie. So when the news came immediately, that was, I said, we're quite, I think, me a person, I was the one to quite, of course, surprised and shocked. I realized that was the real drama happening in all of the other drama. And it was good because they say, okay, here we go again. Somebody's trying to be attention, the camera. And then I spoke with Angie. She was distressed, but yeah, was surreal.
What's the most shocking moment for you being in the house? What's the moment that sticks out to you?
Well, there are a few. First of all, it just feels like coming from the moon. The most difficult thing is the beginning, because you have to readjust. Adjust yourself is a big challenge, coming out of the comfort zone. So it's just to get to know the people you want to get on things. And there's something.
You look very happy coming out. I was so happy to get out. 3 weeks was enough. So you say that this is the worst situation you've been in, and you've been in some really tough times. I mean, you've sectioned, you've been very depressed, and this was worse?
Well, I think it was because there was no... I mean, it wasn't the worst, you know, it was a fun thing, and I met a lot of really fun people and some really crazy people. But it was just, there was no... You can't read, there's no writing. Shut in the bedroom at night, so the barriers all come down, so you don't know if it's raining, if it's sunny. You've got no clue. So,
it's pitched this year's UK versus...
America.
So is it quite competitive?
Yeah, the Americans were very, very competitive, much more competitive than the Brits. We were very... we were quite stoic and very, well done. You can be very loud and shout lots. So, yeah, it was really good fun, though. It was, for all the madness, but it was so... 3 weeks felt like 3 months.
Sure.
Because you are not doing anywhere and you can't get away from everybody, and certain people were rubbing me up the wrong way, and you can't escape. And I could even hear Bobby Davro when I was in the bathroom. I was like, come on, Davro. I've heard that joke and I'm now hearing it again in the bathroom. So, yeah, it was just very, very high intensity, and lots of, you know, tiny little things people would pick up on, and they'd be having huge rows, and I'd just be sort of backing out going, what are they arguing about?
I mean, that's the essence of Big Brother, isn't it? Put a group of people together and then essentially just sit and watch as they slowly but surely unravel, or...
Well, we all got in on the first night. I remember walking in thinking, now, I've seen Big Brother before. I reckon everyone's going to be really nice to each other for about a week. Half an hour, and they were all screaming at each other, and I was like, have I missed something?
That escalated.
Yeah, that escalated quickly. It was just so bizarre. And because I thought, you know, at least give us a couple of days to get to know each other. Oh no, they were screaming and shouting in the garden, things were getting chucked. I was going, anyone want a cup of tea? Anyone? Me and Fat Man Scoop just constantly.
So you took to him, didn't you?
Yeah, I love Scoop. Yeah. He was great.
You got on with Scoop and Austin as well.
Austin, love Austin. I love you, and I love the fact that you wear your alopecia with pride, and he went, I'll take my hair off. And I was like, OK, so nice. I'll do it. So, yeah, we cut his hair off.
Yeah. Amazing. What about the winner?
Oh, do you know what? I don't even know what's happening anymore, because I think everyone's up for eviction now, aren't they?
Tonight, yeah.
Tonight. And there's bound to be some other weird twist. I'm not entirely sure, but I think I would like James to win, or Natasha. I think James is such a nice person. He's really nice.
It's lovely to see you as well, Gal.
Yeah, lovely. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so smiling.
To be I didn't cry all the time. They just showed me crying a lot.
Of course.
Yes, I know. I was actually quite jolly.
An incredible lineup last season. Let's take a quick look around the house. So the gold theme continues. Gold stars on the kitchen. We've got the diary room just through there, the famous diary room, and of course the iconic staircase, which has been clad in gold. Which celebrities will be walking down here? Piers Morgan, maybe? I don't think they could afford him, or want him, to be honest. But follow this way. This empty space is going to be filled not with a gold sofa, but a massive emerald green sofa. And now come in here through the bedrooms. Now, obviously, they've had 2 days to prepare. They're still getting it ready. Don't look over there. Morning, guys. They're busy at it. Follow me over here. Look at this. We've got 3 double beds ready on this side, a single bed. Also, if you suffer from pithecophobia, you're going to be in trouble. Take a look. Monkey lamps everywhere. It's a fear of apes, basically. It doesn't matter. There's also the same wardrobe space they have for the normal Big Brother. We've got the gold clad here, but not much space for all those celebrity VIP shoes. So here's the thing. So basically, the viewers, and I voted as well, chose Christopher Biggins to be the secret boss of the house.
Right.
So Biggins thinks that he's going to get to select who goes up for nomination.
OK.
And that he will be safe from nomination, but actually it's not the case. Everyone's in on it, and whoever he selects is actually going to be immune from eviction. So the rest of the housemates are going to be winding him up to try and get selected, and he's got to keep it a secret, because if he lets the secret out, if it gets broken, then he'll be up for nomination. So it's a real twist. Poor old Biggins is going to have a tough time with those people, I think. But
he's
brilliant.
also too nice, isn't he? So he won't want to pick anyone.
Oh, he'll love it.
No, he will. He will absolutely.
He'll go crazy with the power.
Right. Otherwise known as Bradley Hunt and Ottavia Columbro. A very good morning.
Why did you thank Simon for sending you home?
I don't know.
Thank you, Simon.
Out of courtesy, I think. It's always important to stay polite, I think.
Good manners and grace will get you everywhere.
I mean, look, here's the thing. You two are an acquired taste. I'm not entirely sure I ever acquired it. Do you accept you're slightly, you know, a little bit out there in terms of contestants?
Definitely. Yeah, we always knew we were going to be different. Not everyone was going to like us. But who cares? We stayed true to who we were.
Is it hurtful, though, to be described as the guinea pig versus the racehorse, the novelty act of the show?
That's just Simon. He'll do anything for good TV.
Yeah, and Sarah was on some next level. She was amazing, so, you know, comparison.
Yeah, it's fair to say she's got quite a pair of pipes on her, that one, hasn't she?
What are you going to do next?
We'd like to do more TV, hopefully Big Brother maybe.
We'd like to go on everything, so...
You're about to go on...
We'd like to go on every channel, maybe Jeremy Kyle.
Okay.
Jeremy Kyle? You're going to go on Jeremy Kyle?
No, jokes.
No, we'd like to do Big Brother. We'd like potentially a presenting career if it comes.
What do you think? Good Morning Britain, maybe?
No, because you two are too good. We could never take your spot.
Thank you.
That's a very good
I knew I liked you. Well, very enlightening interview, chaps. Thank you very much indeed. Best of luck with your careers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you feel enlightened?
I feel like I know more about you than I did to start with.
OK, good. Lovely to see you both, Bradley, Otavio.
Thanks for having us. Thank you.
Good luck with everything.